Hey guys, Omar here, and as you know, I'm a big Spider-Man fan.
Really? You don't say.
Yeah, and with the new Spider-Man movie out, I thought it would be fun if we looked at my favorite portraits of the two stars, Zendaya and Tom Holland, and sort of talk about the lighting and the posing and what worked and what I liked about them. By the way, the movie was awesome if you want to see it. Okay, let's start with this cool GQ shot. And what I love about this shot is his hands. And if you're doing portraits of people, sometimes the hands are just important as the face and the eyes. And in this image, he's doing something. So you can give your subject something to do, either fix a collar, button something up. So here he's making the tie, but his hands look so great. Now the lighting is a small light source. You can tell in his eyes, he's got a tiny little dot. That means they either used a small light source, kind of like a little Hollywood light, or it's a strobe or flash that's kind of far away. You can make your light small by just putting it a little bit further away. He also is got an intense look in his eyes. So if you want better pictures of yourself or your subjects, you could do the squinch. You see that right there? Looking into your soul. All right, for my first Zendaya, I picked this awesome shot right here of her just sort of flinging her hair back and sort of kicking out her leg. So here, her body is creating all kinds of lines and shapes, like her leg and the dress and her arm and her hair. And one other thing, when you're doing portraits of people, our go-to is usually just sitting someone somewhere and taking portraits of them. Get your subjects moving. I like to get my subjects moving and talking and mid-sentencing. All right, our next Tom shot here is a black and white. I just love the black and white in this. There's a lot of contrast. There's a lot of blacks. Looks like he's got dancing shoes on. Those of you that don't know, Tom Holland knows how to dance and is playing Fred Astaire in an upcoming film, which is awesome. But here, anytime you're lighting anything black, like a leather jacket, you have to have something white. So either a whiteboard or a piece of like fabric, or your lighting has to be able to reflect. You can't really light up anything that's black. You can only reflect stuff off it. Okay, my next Zendaya portrait is this beautiful, elegant, soft lit portrait. Now, if you notice her hair, it's like totally lit up. That's lit up by natural light. So there you could see the sunlight in the background. One danger of that is, now it works with Zendaya because her hair could be completely wild and crazy, but if you have someone that has really nice brushed hair, if you backlight them with the sun, any kind of flyaways or hairs are just gonna like stick up, and you have to Photoshop all that stuff out. But for this shot, you have to light her up from the front, because if you expose for that background and all that sun back there, you need some kind of flash or some bright reflection to sort of light her up here. I also like that the outfit sort of frames her. And so the outfit and the hair sort of make like a little frame around her. She also has the intensity in the eyes, if you notice that, looking right at you. The squinch. Okay, my next Tom Holland one, I just picked it because it was an interesting one. Now in this shot, probably what they did was there was enough light in the room, some tungsten and orange light, where Tom was sort of lit up. But then they put a flash on, and you have a slower shutter speed so that you get an orangey blur of Tom. And then when your flash goes off, flash can freeze any kind of motion. So if you photograph something where there's like a little bit of light, you'll see some of the image, and then the flash will freeze part of the image. So that seems to be what they did here. Okay, back to Zendaya. All right, so this one I love because the go-to for most photographers is more feminine poses and more sexy poses and things like that. But sometimes it's cool to mix it up and give your models and your subjects a more masculine pose, a tougher pose. And so here Zendaya has hand in pocket. That's a typical male thing. Putting hand over leg, that's a typical male pose. Also, the position of the head shows power and strength. She is straight on to you, straight on to the viewer, as opposed to being softer and, sort of tilting the head. That's usually softer and I'm cute. And no, here she's totally looking at you. And then, of course, the squinch. Okay, Tom in burning chair. When I first saw this, I said, this looks pretty real. And then I was trying to figure out how they did it. And if I was doing it, I would burn the chair separately. and then put a chair there that's not burning, and then use an orange gelled flash probably to give us the light on his leg and maybe the light on his face. But then I researched a little bit more, and they actually lit up the chair and tried to burn Tom. Now, I know if I was photographing Tom Holland, I wouldn't put any flames near him, but the image is impactful. I was staring at it for a while, not so much for the flames, that's where my eye went first, but I just love his pose. I love that he is, again, straight on, shoulders straight on, eyes straight on, and the typical magazine face, which is deadpan. Okay. Look at that, guys. This thing is so awesome. So what we have going on here is direct light. But what's cool about this, and what's cool about a lot of magazine work and editorial work, is they use direct sunlight or something that could be direct sunlight. And so, first of all, the outfit and the makeup and the hair look incredible in this image, so that helps. And of course, she looks super badass again. Okay, Tom Holland, natural light at the beach. Showing a little chest there. This is where if you're photographing someone, like maybe your friend or a relative, is a lot of times if you put them in a situation and you light them well, then have them do things, have them look somewhere, have them talking, you'll get laughs out of them. It looks like he's mid-sentence here. And so his expression in this image is great. It's not like the deadpan. It's not like those commercials. Now look at the difference in this super harsh light. Now this one isn't one of my favorites, but I just wanted to show you how two photographers maybe can have two different visions shot at the beach with Chinese food looking soft and awesome and casual. And here, harsh light, a single light source. He's got a deep shadow on his nose and he looks super scared. Spider-Man would never be scared.
That's good, Jeff, right?
Okay, a quick Zendaya here. Here we're talking colors. So if you notice, the wall is a peach. That kind of matches her skin tones here, but the pop of purple. Always think about colors and complementary colors in your portraits. So if someone's wearing yellow, well, purple goes with yellow. And we'll end on Spider-Man here. Tom Holland's I love this portrait right here. This is so cool. This is a great portrait because he's wearing a traditional sort of white shirt with black pants. So this is the sunlight actually hitting him here. And if you want to do a shot like this, you absolutely can do it, but you need either a powerful flash to sort of combat the sun. So they probably use the flash, and you can see the shadow here on the railing, and you can see the shadow of the photographer's light on his chest here. So a flash was actually used. So use the sun. That's something I learned from looking at a lot of these portraits, is use the direct sunlight as your friend. Just bounce it, reflect it, all that good stuff. So thank you, Zendaya and Tom. All right, I'll see you guys next time. The Squinch.